Hi, I'm Mr. Pink, otherwise known as Modern Synthesist, and this is another episode of the Xenos Alchemist podcast. Today on the podcast, I'm joined by three very special guests. So we have with us today that Kroot guy, otherwise known as Josh, Koska Maid, otherwise known as David Koska, and Andrew Bailey, otherwise known as Ironbeak Mercenaries on Instagram. And if you haven't noticed, we all have something in common. What would that be?
We're all handsome.
Beaks.
Beaks?
Glorious beaks.
That's pretty good. Yes, what we have in common is that we all love Kroot. So what we're going to talk about today is we're doing this podcast episode interview together just in time for a new event that's just started in September, and will be running through October, Krootoberfest. And I figured this made a really good time to talk to the originators of this crazy new, how do we pronounce it? Krootnaissance?
Krootnaissance.
I've tried not to say it audibly because I might choke.
So you just mumble it?
Krootnaissance.
Yeah, so there's this renaissance of Kroot that's been happening over kind of the last year and a half, which all originated in a little something called the Siege of Pech, or Pech, depending on how you pronounce it. Krootvasion. So yeah, as Josh and Andrew are kind of the originators of the Krootvasion, I wanted to have them on the podcast to talk about where it all started and where it's come to and where it's going from here. So why don't we start off by introducing ourselves? Josh, why don't you start us off? And you can just do your own thing, and then I've got some questions for you.
Sure. So, my name's Josh. I'm that Kroot guy on Instagram. I love Kroot. Everything in my hobby is Kroot related, to the point where I have probably 4 or 5 armies in the work in progress state that are just a different Kroot. Oh, hey, that's me.
There you go. Here's that Kroot guy on Instagram. So if you scroll back far enough, you can see that he is not lying. He's done, well, that's a weird Kroot. He's done
Don't look at that. Don't look at that. That doesn't count.
A lot of different kind of Kroot armies. Right now, it looks like Necron Kroot mostly, but also maybe Eldar Kroot.
Yes.
And then what else we got down here? What was before that?
Imperial Guard Kroot, including Ogren.
There's some Tau Kroot.
Yep, some Tau Kroot.
That's the Imp Guard Kroot, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I love this guy. This guy's my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Iron Hand Strachan Kroot.
That's a good Strachan conversion.
Iron Claw Strachan.
There we go. Is it pronounced Strachan or Strachan?
Strachan, but he's Kroot, so he's Strachan.
Ah, I see you. Strachan.
Only
Nice.
1 or 2 apostrophes.
1.
Okay.
You got to work another apostrophe in. That's
What are these? What are these? Kroot?
So so this was my Tau Kroot. So he's my ethereal that I modeled off of a very handsome Zinch boy. I've loved Kroot since I was like 10 years old. So I've been in this hobby for like 18 years.
So
and
the first question was, how and when did you get into 40K or Games Workshop as a hobby?
Okay, perfect. I was a little chubby 10-year-old, and my parents were walking in the mall with me, and all of a sudden I see Games Workshop, and I get excited because I love video games. So I waddle in there, and instead I see all these little plastic army men's, and I'm like, what the heck is this? And they offered to babysit me for an hour while my parents shopped and teach me how to paint toy soldiers.
Oh, man.
And that's really where it all began.
somewhere in Nottingham, an accountant's like, yes, got him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, perfect.
Yeah. Your parents thought that was a deal for them, but they did not realize what they were introducing you to.
Oh, no. That's a lot of big purchases later, and 18 years of big purchases, and that's where I am today. It was not worth it. That babysitting service was terrible. They should not have done that.
So you kind of started into it, but why Kroot?
So there's several reasons why I like Kroot. So Kroot really began for me when I played. I started with Space Wolves, and I was like, I don't like them. And I started playing Tau because I like big guns, and I bought the start collecting set and it came with like 10 Kroot. And I played my first game with them, and these Sisters of Battle were just sprinting at me, slapping me in the face. It made me feel insecure. And I was like, boy, I don't think I like Tau. I was like, well, I've got these little chicken guys. Let me have them charge in combat. And they won me the game. And from then on, I was just like, I Googled Kroot. I saw they had their own fan decks. And I just love the aesthetic of them. I'm very big into like Mesoamerican and like Native American aesthetic, and they just kind of fill that role with their big frill headdresses, and they could be anything, and it's very cool to me that like I can basically do whatever I want with them and have it semi-fit in the story, and they just look cool.
What for you is an unforgivable Kroot sin?
I think the biggest gripe that I have is like I'll see conversions, and what they'll be is some like ripped, like 6-fingered freak of nature from like War Machine, and they just put like a Kroot head on it, and they're like, oh, check out my cool Kroot. It's like, that's too many fingers, it's too many toes. It has nipples. Not supposed to have any of those.
We're not actually that.
And I know it's everyone's hobby.
You can really paint a picture with words here.
Thank you. I try desperately. But and I know it's everyone's hobby. It's just I just can't. There's just.
I can appreciate that. Is it pronounced Peck or is it pronounced Petch?
Here we go. I've always said Petch, but like I think it was shortly after we like started it and we like put the Siege of Pech, and we created the Discord. I think it was like Felix who posed the question, is it Petch or is it Peck? And it kind of like created this moment of doubt in my head. I was like, crud, could it be Peck? But no, it's always been Petch to me, and it always will be. I don't care what anybody says.
All right. If not Kroot, then what?
I hate to say it, and you're going to hate me for saying
You
it.
bastard, don't say it.
Say it. Fucking say it.
Some nice rippled boys in big, thick armor.
No!
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, boy.
Adepties Astartes
Oh my God.
is unfortunately what would be. Yeah, is unfortunate. I know you hate it.
He likes a man with a 2+, 4+. What are we gonna?
Exactly.
You're just trying to
Right.
find a way to get a 3+ save for your Kroot, aren't you?
I'm gonna do it next. I'm gonna make 3+ armor Kroot, and you're
I'm
gonna hate
making
it.
one
I
just
hate it.
for you.
That's my Kroot. 3+ armor Kroot. Doesn't fucking make any sense.
You'll see. You'll see.
Okay, that concludes the Kroot questionnaire. You've done very well, Josh. Thank you.
Thank you.
Andrew, you want to go next?
Sure.
I mentioned your Ironbeak Mercenaries on Instagram. Do you want to introduce yourself and talk about kind of like how and when you got into 40K or Games Workshop hobby?
Yeah, so I'm Andrew. I was not 10. I was probably in college before I really got into the hobby. I knew a guy who was into it. He had moved to where I was living from Oxford or Cambridge, UK, and was like, oh, always talking about it because everyone there does. And so, yeah, I was probably 19 or 20. And I went to a game shop. It was actually a comic shop. I went to buy a comic, and they had the old Tau Empire box, the Tau 3rd edition, not Tau Empire yet. And I got it, and I opened it, and I didn't want any of it, but I saw the Kroot kind of cool. And so I took them out, or maybe I bought them separately, I don't remember, in the old like 20 Kroot box. And I don't know, I kind of always liked their look and their backstory, and you know, they're right up there with, I guess, Famir in terms of actual original CWS thought up.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, generic fantasy races, but in space. So that was always really cool. And I like their aesthetic, and I like the idea that whatever they eat or whatever they're paid with, they'll use. So Kroot are like the ultimate creative mind's dream, because you can turn them into anything.
Yeah.
They can fly a war sphere with scavenged space marine gear as easily as they can eat a whole bunch of orcs and get giant and stupid and angry. So yeah, that's what sort of drew me in. That, and earlier you mentioned your most recent episode, but probably in mid 2000s, around the first time I got on the internet and saw High Fleet Molochs, Arak Kroot Renegades, and was like, yeah, I need to do something like that.
Nice. Well, you answered the first two questions. How 40K and why Kroot? That's good. And what is your unforgivable Kroot sin?
The wrong number of appendages. the wrong number of like digits on their fingers or toes. It drives me crazy.
Okay, so Josh kind of mentioned that. So that we all agree on that, I think. But is there another unforgivable Kroot sin that you could?
Loyalty to the ethereals. Hey,
oh, damn! That's a good one. If not Kroot, then what?
If not Kroot, then what? I know that Custodes would like really make your blood boil, but
Sissy boy.
actually the only other 40K army I actually have right now is still about 3,000 points of old Jess Goodwin and Necromunda, Arbites, and Enforcers.
Whoa, that's kind of cool.
I run them as was it Deathcore? Because you got a choice in Deathcore that's 3+ ballistic skill, carapace armor, shotgun dudes.
The Grenadiers?
No, engineers, I think.
Oh, the guys in the little drill.
Yeah, they don't have to have the drill though.
Oh, okay.
So what I made to represent the drill was a Cyber Mastiff handler. So it's just like one dude with a bunch of Cyber Mastiffs.
It's like 40 dogs.
Yeah.
That's a 4+ save, right? On Arbites?
Yeah.
That's respectable. See, I can take.
But they're still, still T3, S3.
Nice.
But I've had those for probably about as long. Because at the time I was like, Judge Dredd. Absolutely.
Do you have a model of that drill?
Somewhere in a box.
Oh my god, I need to see that.
What is this drill? I don't remember this drill.
40 dogs just chewing a hole through the
I think it's like 6 dogs. But
the dogs spin as they chew.
They're all shoot bees out of their mouths.
Ouroboros of Cyber Mastiffs, like each grabbing the other one.
Nice. And I forgot to ask it in order. Is it pronounced Peck or is it pronounced Petch?
I've always said Petch, but Felix brought it up, and now I'm like, I bet Peck is right. I bet that's like a cheeky British joke about the species that has beaks and is descended from birds.
They are cheeky like that. If you want to follow Andrew on Instagram, he's ironbeak_mercenaries. Though we had Josh kind of like dabbling in a bunch of different Kroot, Andrew tends to stick pretty closely to kind of, how would you describe this? Like an AdMech Kroot?
The whole backstory, as I described it to the GW guys, was that it's Kroot that escaped during the Tau's purge of their auxiliaries in the 4th sphere. Yeah. And they were trying to kill all the Tau, all the Kroot and all the others. So they escaped on a forged world and basically had to steal Mechanicus stuff to repair their ship. They've kind of gone a little nuts with the cyber augmentation.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And you'll notice that guy's got little green stuffed fingers.
There you go, fixing them fingers. Making sure it's, oh wait, this one isn't fixed yet.
Well, yeah, that one broke off. He's actually fixed. I can show you the painted model.
That's okay. We believe you. David, why don't you introduce yourself? So how and when did you get into 40K or the Games Workshop hobby?
Well, I will make this saga very brief. When I was 11 years old, I used to play Magic cards, and there was an Inquest magazine article about Warhammer. And I was so taken by Valhallan's pouring out of a Chimera, which is like 2nd edition era. Mm-hmm. I found out that a Games Workshop exists. I went there and I got a paint set. And from there, it kind of just went off. And that was over 20 years ago.
Wow, yeah.
I'm so old. It hurts.
Is your arthritis acting up?
Don't let my Instagram stories deceive you. I'm actually kind of old.
I was gonna say you're like the single most athletic person I know. So that
yeah,
make a lot of sense.
When I go to like GTs, people are like, "Oh, who's this fucking like bro? Who's this bro? What's his deal? Does he even know 40K?" And then I get really mad and I'm like, "Dude, I read every single Horus Heresy book / novella / like everything. Hey, there's me climbing.
Here's
things.
You being a bro." When David's not being broy, he does do some models.
When is that?
Does do some damn cool models, as you can see on his Instagram, which is Coscamade.
Show the mosquito. Yes.
Which one? This thing?
Mosquito bot.
Oh, you know
I thought it was
what,
an elephant
dude?
bot.
I was like mosquito. I'm like, it's supposed to be like a woolly mammoth.
Yeah, it looks like an
man.
elephant.
Look
I
at
mean-
the big Look at the big googly eyes. It looks like it's got a long proboscis and the big mosquito eyes.
Ooh,
Well,
pull
when
out
it's
the
painted, it won't
technical
be-
terms, proboscis.
I actually wrote like a really cool fluff piece in the Inquisimunda Facebook group about it. About how like it was like a tech dynasty that like disappeared after like the Age of Apostasy, or yeah, and that like when the Death Mechanicus like approached the planet, they found all these like weird like war constructs just roaming the battlefields, like roaming the planet. And they found out that before this civilization died out, they changed out all their data slots, their data card like protocols to be like reminiscent of like ancient Terran animals.
Cool. Is that
That
where
sounds familiar.
your riding birdies come from?
No, they're just
They're called cyburbs.
Robocopagabos.
Chocoboco, Boca, Robocobos?
Robocopagos.
Robocobos.
Robochocobo.
They're freaking cool. That's what that is.
Yeah.
I feel like I could go in a different order with you because if not Kroot, then what?
Oh, I'm an AdMac boy, and I'm a Raven Guard boy. And before all of that, I was definitely Imperial Guard guy.
Wow.
And I was surprised I took the jump.
I know you as an AdMech boy because when we were both doing Inner Circle, it was your AdMech that blew me away.
Dude, your stuff gave me like, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to like win this. Like, I just don't. You have like
Dave,
a suitcase.
I was thinking the same fucking thing. We're
You
on the
had
same
like
page.
a suitcase that like glowed like it was like full of plutonium, and I'm just like, here's my giant box. And
You had these friggin' robots that were painted like they were like made of wood. How am I going to compete with that?
I'm so jealous of it. I'm so jealous.
No,
I will say
don't
that
be.
AdMech is the only army that I have a counts as AdMech army, and I want to also just run a regular a regular AdMech army. 'cause
Regular
they're
AdMech?
So
Dude.
cool.
AdMac are the orcs of the Imperium.
Oh, nice.
That's what they are. You can just take whatever you want and then just make them into AdMac, and you're like, oh
And their
yeah, this
technology
thing's an
works
AdMech.
because they believe it does.
Yeah,
So-
pretty much.
In
They take,
addition
like-
to being that broy guy at all the events, you're also very accomplished at events.
Yeah,
seems to
Nova,
be a
I
lot of
got
them.
last year. I got best painted, and then at Battle for Salvation, I got best painted, and I was on a GW stream. That was fun.
There you go.
He's
They
kind of a big
hated
deal.
But it's really funny listening to them talk to like, oh, he's making horrible decisions. Look how dumb his list is. And then they play it, and they're like, oh, I never thought about that combo. I'm like, no shit. That's why we have overpowered Space Marine bullshit. 'Cause-
What year was that you? Because I was on a GW stream at Adepticon. I had my shirt off though, and I was playing salamanders.
Why Kroot? Because you do have
Oh,
a good
man.
amount of Kroot up already.
Yo, so like, this isn't my first Kroot project, actually. Oddly
Really?
enough. Yes. In 4th edition, there was Codex City Fight, and I went to
Oh,
a
yeah.
tournament in Pennsylvania that was a city fight tournament. And I was like, I need something that's a good melee punch for my army. And I'm like, Kroot Mercenaries, you can, because of the Chapter Approved article, you could run Kroot Mercenaries. And I was like, oh, dude, like, I'm going to run a unit of like 15 Kroot in the Viscerator Shaper, and then just like dump them into my opponent's deployment zone and just murder everything. In which they did. And
Yeah.
then that's what actually, which is weirdly enough, the reason why I started AdMac is because the winner got a $150 gift certificate to Forge World. And I
Yeah.
bought $150 worth of Elysian Drop Troopers, and I
Not
converted them
AdMech.
into Skitarii because I heard of a fluff piece that was about like to Tech Guard
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
which is weirdly enough that the reason why I started AdMech is because of a random Kroot unit I put in my Imperial Guard army.
So the answer to why Kroot for you is because you're a filthy, filthy power gamer?
I
Oh,
wish
yeah.
I
You
wish
get
I was a
that-
power.
you get the Eviscerator Shaper Council, give them wings, Blood of the Stalker, get them 6 inches from the enemies on the turn 1, and you just hop over that terrain and you eat it, whatever it is.
That is exactly the combo.
That was
That's
it
a
was
good combo.
it was flawless, man. At Bellball SoulsCon, the second one, I played the narrative tournament, and it was Siege of Rax. And there was like a whole line of Bane Blades. Like the plastic kit was just out, I think.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I was like, well, your vehicles that haven't moved on the first turn,
So I guess I win.
I auto hit all of them. They all explode. I lose all my sabers. That's fine. Like, it was great.
Okay, you guys are speaking a language I don't understand. Talk about some really cool conversions. David,
Yeah.
is it pronounced Petch or Peck?
Oh, definitely Pack.
Wow, I think you're the only one on this team who
I'm
thinks that.
100% on that because when I was like in high school or middle school, my friend had like his Eldar Codex open. It said Mon Key, and I'm like, oh, I see what they did there. And then the next book was a Tau book my friend played, and they called me Gorilla, and I was like, oh, I see what they did there. And I was like, they definitely meant Pack because
It's all
the
puns.
trajectory is there. The evidence is apparent.
Okay.
There is a pattern in practice, as we'd say in the legal field.
I
Well,
want to admit that it's not true though.
I'm not as smart
no.
as David, and I also call it Petch, and I will continue to call it Petch, even if it's supposed to be
Same.
Peck.
Definitely don't Google it though. Definitely, it's just Petch. Just don't Google it.
Yeah, I won't. Definitely won't.
I do
David,
swim in the amniotic fluid that is like 40K, like competitive gamer.
so what does that mean? That you have to pronounce things right, or else they get mad?
No, they just like don't care. And then like when I read something, I'm like, oh, it sounds like Pact. Like, totally, because the rule of when you read the book, it says gorilla and monkey obviously meant Pact because it got bird beaks, bro. And I'm like, oh, cool, fist bump, cool guy.
Oh, cool fist bump.
So,
Right
so
on.
David, what is your unforgivable Kroot sin?
Me not using caterpillar torsos and everything.
That's how it's got to be. If they got pecs and nipples, it's over. I feel like I should kind of answer these. People probably know my how and when 40K. Why Kroot? I chose the opposite option to David, that not because they're super power gamey, but because I thought they were cool.
Hey, it's not the reason why. I should probably make sure that you understand this. That I'm not a power gamer. I play competitive 40K. This is important. This is actually super
And
important.
I just win by thinking up combos the designers didn't, guys.
No, it's more like I try and shame win. That I try and play with like stupid combos, and if they win against like top players, it's hilarious because I feel it's like I could play the meta, but I refuse to because I want to convert more units. Like every month when I go to a tournament, I make it my mission, like a big event, like nationally, to try and figure out how to convert a new unit from my army and then implement it into it.
Yeah.
So I have every single unit in the codex, and then like every ally unit possible is AdMax. So I try my best to try and include as many different conversion projects as possible in my life.
I call you a power gamer, but I'm really kidding. That
I know.
You do a lot of really amazing conversions, and you do some like really cool painting. And I think if you're a power gamer, your models would be a lot less interesting, and there wouldn't be as many people interested in them on Instagram.
No, actually, this is less fair. He is winning, and he is power gaming, and he's better at the hobby stuff than me. That's not
Just
fair.
give up. Just
I
give up.
only have
Time to quit.
Done. Thanks, folks.
Andy, I'm gonna say one thing. How many Scorpius tanks do you think I own?
I don't know what a Scorpius tank is.
Nor do I.
You play AdMac, I thought.
Oh, the Dune Rider.
Yeah, dude.
I do.
I have one.
Are they
I
good?
got it right.
The heavy support. Thank you. I have one. Everyone runs 3. I run 1.
Are they
and then
good? I
run,
need to know this because I'm supposed to put one together.
Just
Do
so you
I
know,
need
people like
3?
to play 3 of those. But
No, I'm
the
not
new
able to.
edition.
That conversion is very complicated.
Sorry, I don't mean to derail his AdMac beat boop talk. Sorry.
Okay, so let's can the beat boop talk. Let's get on to the main topic for today, which is the title of this episode, Krootoberfest, which is a big event that's happening. I'm going to call it a big event. I think it's a big event. Happening right now on Instagram. Started in September. It's going to run through to the end of October. However, before we get into that, I think we should go back to the beginning, the thing that brought the 4 of us together, which is
Exit and post.
of Pech or Peck, however you may pronounce it. As Siege of Pech started off as Josh's baby, let's get Josh to introduce it and kind of explain to us where Siege of Pech came from and how it started.
So Siege of Pech was a little brainchild that spawned in my head while I was like talking with Andrew. We were sending each other Kroot pics. You know, we were giggling, we were blushing at each other. And he was like sending me some Narlox because I was like, dude, I need some Narlox. I need a lot of Narlox.
Andrew
He's
sends
like,
everyone Narlox. He's the most like generous Narlock giver. I also have
Wait, how many
Narlox
do
from
you
Andrew.
own?
You know how Forge World doesn't have any Narlox anymore? It's because Andrew bought them all.
yeah, I swear he prints them at home. I don't think he gets them anywhere. He casts them.
No, I did literally once drive to the Memphis Battle Bunker and was just like, I guess how many do you have?
Wow.
So I'm begging for them. He sends it to me. I was like, like one day what we should do is we should just. Have you ever heard of it? I asked him if he's heard of Adepticon. He was like, yeah. And I was like, we should make a whole Kroot team and just walk in there like we're the coolest dudes ever. And
Which we are.
yeah, which we are. I mean, that's a
Really?
fact. I mean, I don't think that's disputable, but. But I was like, that'd be so cool. I mean, just like a bunch of people who love Kroot creating cool armies and just having a good old time. And he's like, wait, what? We can do that? All right, we're doing it. And then it was just finding at first two other fools to follow us, and then that turned into 6 other fools, and then now what are we at? Jeez, I don't even know. Let me
Like
look.
30?
30?
Okay,
Something like 30.
we'll get to
Yeah,
that.
I think we're like one short of like 6 full teams, but like.
So it seems like Josh was the dreamer who came up with the initial idea, and it seems that you found your right partner in Andrew, who's the entrepreneur.
Yeah, absolutely, he's a salesman.
Yes.
In America, we call it a lobbyist.
Okay, so tell us about how you lobbied. You guys got together and you helped lobby for a Siege of Pech. Damn it, Siege of Pech. I didn't say that. All right, Andrew, how did you lobby for a Siege of Pech?
So I guess my first idea was to sort of come up with, the more Josh told me about it, the more I realized that the team tournament seemed to be a real narrative, team focused sort of thing, less about being a Dave style power gamer, and more about like making a story that everyone on the team is part of. And so I drew a lot of inspiration from like the Galita 40K guys, or a lot of Inquisitor 28, where you'll have a single story event or a single sort of shared setting within the 40K universe, and everyone can sort of build a model or a unit or an army around that, right?
Yeah.
And so we sort of spitballed, like, what is it that would bring a bunch of disparate Kroot together? Would it be someone else's war? Probably not, because they would just hire whoever would come across. But what if, like, Pech itself was threatened? Is that enough to get all the Kroot in the universe, in the galaxy, to come back? Because, at a given time, less than half of them are actually in the Tau Empire. Most of them are stomping around the galaxy, eating interesting people and making big money. Yeah. So that's what we came up with was, there's a Siege of Pech, and then it was like, okay, well, who are the bad guys going to be? The Imperium is boring. Maybe orcs, like, that doesn't seem as existential. So what we came up with is Tyranids, right? Tyranids are an existential threat. They strip world bare, and Pech isn't just their home world, it's their spiritual heartland. And what we settled on was a splinter of High Fleet Moloch as a shout out to the OG super converted Kroot army, Aurochs Kroot Renegades, that the High Fleet Moloch did.
I just pulled up the kind of like fluff posts that you made about the siege, which were really awesome.
I have a question for you guys. Do you feel like GW era, like White Dwarf was like the time when we like saw like crazy conversions? I feel like at like the turn of like the 2000s. Do you guys feel it's like we use GW as like a way to be like White Dwarf was like the publication that like introduced us to like crazy conversion projects, or was there a different outlet that initially you utilized?
Some of the weird stuff for me was White Dwarf, or what was it, Black Gabo?
Online. Part of my reason for why Kroot was like the cool design of them, but also I think a big reason for my why Kroot was that article in White Dwarf that did like the whole like Kroot mutable genus thing, and like I think that was the
Andy
mercenary,
Chambers, right?
Andy Chambers.
It was probably Andy Chambers.
Andy Horse.
Yeah. I think that was the mercenaries list, but then they also had like the Kroot that could like mutate or something, and they had like the vultures in there.
Yeah.
And I think that really helped me get into Kroot in a big way.
Oh, were you thinking there was the article that was like the battle report where like Kroot ate Kroot ate Tyranids and they were like all mutated and one had like a big flamethrower.
Yeah.
And they were like fighting
I think I've got
catechans
it
and
here,
like
but I don't.
kill team.
Oh, that was
I don't know
a
which
great
one it
kill
is.
team like battle report. It was like catechins fighting Tyranids, and it was like Kroot fighting Tyranids, and then it was like the great like biomorph like.
Yeah.
I miss Codex Catechins so much.
I was like, oh, I think I have it here.
Yeah,
Oh
that.
my
good
gosh,
white
I
dwarf.
want
Oh, yeah.
it so bad.
Nice.
Wait, which one is that? Can you?
It's
That's a good
304.
Oh my god.
What'd you say? 204?
304.
304? Thank you.
Is that it?
I think
He's like,
I
your
have
address,
all on-
please?
I live in Toronto, Canada land.
What time do you go to sleep?
Shortly after this.
I think they fought Moloch's gene stealer stuff.
Yeah.
Is that this one? There's another one where they do that. For me, David, it was partially White Dwarf, but it was also Games Workshop did a really weird thing where in White Dwarf they told you about internet forums. And I remember there was a White Dwarf about Tyranids where they're like, you should go check out the Yahoo forums about Tyranids. I'm like,
What?
really?
That happened?
Yeah.
No way!
So that I got into the Yahoo forum from a White Dwarf, and then that turned into like Warp Shadow because like the Yahoo forums were taken over by porn bots, and then like there was a lot of Tyranid conversion on Warp Shadow. So yeah, that was the initial vision, was to go to Adepticon to get 2 teams together for Adepticon, and that's where David and I came in.
Actually, the 2 teams wasn't even we. I distinctly remember Josh being like, "I don't think we're going to be able to find 2 other people."
Yeah. Well, no. I was because you were I was like, we could probably find 2 people, and he's like, what about 2 people, like 2 teams? It's like that's a little far fetched.
So you guys put this up.
Yeah.
Do you have any Kroot mix? And I'm like, put me in, coach. Where's Dave?
I fangirled.
I think I like DM'd you guys, and I was like, "Hey, girl, you got this with me?" And you're like, "I don't know, no, probably not." And I'm like, "Oh, but I got this conversion." And you're like, "All right, I guess."
So this is August 5th, 2019, and then you got 2 teams out of that.
Yep.
We got Owaka, who is a super famous Kroot OG person.
Yeah, so Owaka, to call him out, he was one of the guys, when High Fleet Moloch went dark, and then the completely Kroot forums died, there weren't that many people out there doing it, and you had Owaka and Turbo MMX out of Australia, the only ones doing, NIDs really at all. And Owaka was doing like the Eldar soup from like edition or whatever, and that giant Kroot verb.
The dodo.
Oh, it's amazing.
Do you know how long it took me? I figured out what that model was when I was like 15 years old.
No,
I
you
searched through thousands of pages of tiny Google PNGs.
Oh my god.
Because he even didn't know what it was from.
Oh my god.
And then I hoarded that knowledge in my heart for
Did you get the model?
time, and I feel terrible about it.
Did you get the
It's a
model?
great model.
Did you buy it?
Yeah, I did. I it's in my basement right now. I own it right now. I was gonna drill some holes in the back of its head and put quills in there.
Those are actually those are porcupine quills.
Yeah, I know.
Really?
He said I was gonna order some like authentic porcupine quills. It's called it's like a chicken hawk from Flintstone Studios.
Yeah,
it's like super cheap. It's like only $50, and it's big.
Amazing.
Only in miniature wargamers can we say like this $50 action figure is a steal. Let me tell you.
This 1 foot tall resin, Flintstones toy was only $50.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this what Owaka looks like? Because damn,
I think he's pretty handsome.
he's the handsome one. He's clearly the handsome one.
Yeah.
Necromunda shirt too. Amazing. Yeah, so Owaka was like, he was OG Kroot. And so he joined up, which was awesome. And then we had a couple of other people join up. And the goal was to go to Adepticon, like Josh outlined. So we're all working hard on our Kroot models. We're definitely going to get them done in time for end of March 2020. And then what happened?
Totally.
That is totally the truth.
Not for me, man. I was not going to sleep. I was not going to eat.
Dude, the march to Adepticon was a painful, arduous march. I can tell you. Every year it is, but this one.
I had so much like plywood and wood glue and everything ready to make a playboard.
Yeah, you were gonna make the boards for 8 people. You were like Superman over here.
Oh, I had bought all the stuff, and I was like, never done this before. Let's give it a go.
So then what happened?
Everything went swimmingly.
you joke, but you actually had COVID.
I did. I did.
Yeah.
And it was terrible. It's not a fun thing. It really isn't. And it's really that stupid disease that I end up getting that kind of put the kibosh on.
The one that ruined your dream.
Yeah, so we can all blame Josh.
Yeah. I actually started coughing, and then everyone was like, whoa, no. But yeah, it was no fun, and that's really kind of ruined that.
The actual, I think, to give Josh some a little bit of a escape there. We actually started talking. I want to say probably 2 weeks before Adepticon was even canceled.
Yeah.
We had I think 3 people coming from Canada, two or 3 weeks
me and
out.
Scrapyard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then for my work, we went on travel freeze and weren't allowed to go and leave a city. And I think I talked to Nick and Josh, and everybody was like, "Hey, I know we haven't talked about it, but we all have to be thinking like, is this a good idea?"
Yeah.
My wife works in a hospital. She's like, "You can go, but you're gonna live in the shed when you come back for 2 weeks." And I'm like,
And
"Okay."
Just to be clear, I didn't get it until like a month and a half
After
Adepticon was canceled.
Yeah.
So you could have gone to Adepticon.
I could.
I mean,
I
you
could have
gotta-
gotten it there.
No, but
So I guess we announced, hey folks, we're putting it off until next year in light of at the time was an emerging global zoonotic disease pandemic. And we said, but you know what, next year we're gonna do it even bigger and better. Just wait, we're gonna come up with some ideas. And I want to say a week or 2 after that, Adepticon canceled.
Yeah.
We didn't feel so bad.
Yeah.
it's because the Kroot army wasn't coming. They were like, "Why the fuck should we even do this?"
Well, yeah, I think because I emailed them and like, well then
Yeah.
we're done. And we put out a call for more Kroot people for next year and said, you know what, let's make the next year even bigger.
You say we, but the word is I. You put out a call for more people because you're the crazy lobbyist. You're the crazy entrepreneur of this group. You're like, "Let's get 1,000 teams."
Well, I said we'll advertise for more, and I didn't have a cap. So we ended up getting another 21 people so far.
Jeez.
Working on Kroot's armies, everything from, I think there's actually people playing Tau with Kroot, all the way to, you go back to my profile, you'll see a converted gas coal I did.
I love that model.
My buddy
Yeah,
Bob,
that's pretty cool.
who is running it's Kroot counts as Orc Speed Freaks, and it's all like Mad Max themed. So this model is, and Bob's an engineer, so his army's gonna be dope. This model is obviously a reference to the Doof Warrior, and also to Master Blasta. And you can plug him in, and he plays music through those speakers. And the War Wagon? What's the big
Battle
Wagon?
So the Battle Wagon actually has a programmable amp inside of it that Bob has ordered. So his whole little army will play like rock music.
Good God.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And he's got a giant, the cannon, the right arm is now like a giant bass cannon, I guess.
Blasting the tunes.
So, I mean, it sucked that COVID happened and it stopped us from going to Adepticon 2020, but it also kind of made this thing go nuts. Like I can no longer keep track of all the people in the Discord.
No.
For the Krootoberfest.
No.
And like we've got Felix, who's like, we don't need Games Workshop to release Kroot models because Felix is doing the entire Kroot line.
He's
in
an
3D sculpting.
Like unprompted, he's like, "Hey guys, so today I did up a bunch of what if Kroot were actually the Predator?" And anyway, so here's some stuff, and it's just incredible.
I feel like I plugged Felix many times, but I'll plug Felix again because he definitely deserves it. When did Felix come on? Was he like Team 3?
Felix
Team
is
4?
part of Team 3, I think.
Yeah, he was like one of the first ones to like punch in as soon as we gave the second call.
Stuff, but wasn't technically part of a team.
Cool.
So
I love the mono wheels so much.
Felix is he's doing everything. Like this guy's unstoppable. He learned how to
also made a bunch of stuff that, like, yeah, could I convert some hands? Could I convert some heads? Yes.
Could I
But
convert some Kroot chakras?
it would take a very long time. So it's a lot of like really great, I guess, shortcut stuff.
Okay, I lied earlier. I was going to say that my unforgivable Kroot sin is Kroot with 3+ armor saves because that makes no friggin' sense. But my unforgivable Kroot sin is lazy people who don't convert their own Kroot and just make Felix sculpt all the shit for them. Do your own damn work. The guy needs to sleep, but he does really amazing
So here's
stuff.
my newest models. And
Oh yeah, some more crap sculpted by Felix. Good work. But yeah, Felix he's unstoppable. Like he sculpted this crazy Kroot chicken based on that chicken that Josh was outlining.
Chicken hawk.
The chicken hawk, and then he sculpted all this crazy Baneblade stuff. Or wait, what's that called? Riptide stuff to put on top.
No.
yeah, Riptide. Right?
Storm Surge.
Storm Surge. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. So his whole thing is like he has a Kroot like ramshackle vehicle for every single Tau choice.
Yeah.
Like army choice.
And now he's getting into a Kroot ramshackle vehicle for every single Gene Sealer cult choice.
Yes.
Including Gene Sealer, Pure Strain, Gene Sealer, Predator kind of. So yeah, definitely check out Felix on Instagram. He's Felix TEH Crazy.
Yeah, go buy his stuff.
You can get his stuff on what's it called? Thingiverse.
Etsy.
I think it's at the top on Etsy too.
Oh, Etsy as well.
Thingiverse is like, I think if you want to download his files and
too.
print it yourself.
Yeah.
If you've sunk the cash into having a printer of your own, you can just go there. But
I don't want to do that ever. I just get Felix to print all my stuff for me and pay him. Yeah, so that's pretty good. So like from like the down that was like crap, we don't get to go to Adepticon in 2020. We went up to 30 people, a crazy 3D sculptor on the team, like all kinds of stuff that might never have happened if we just wound up at Adepticon. And now it feels like it's a larger Kroot thing. That in the last year I've seen more Kroot on Instagram than I've ever seen, and I think it's probably like no small part because of what you guys started. And you gave like a kind of like, it's not really a home for the Kroot community, but you gave a hashtag, and I guess these days a hashtag is as close to a home.
yeah, I'd say the thing I've been happiest about is not even how many people we have going to Adepticon. It's seeing like pulling up the Krootoberfest or the Siege of Pech hashtags and like finding models from some guy in France that I have no idea who he is.
Yeah.
And it's made it across time zones and continents and languages. And he's throwing up like awesome converted Kroot models in that same sort of shared thing. Like the fact that it's beyond us and it's inspiring other people to be creative with Kroot is like the big thing to me.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely it's up my game, you know, seeing all these amazing conversions. And like I wanted to be that Kroot guy on Instagram, like the Kroot guy, and I've just made my goal all the harder by
creating all these other Kroot guys.
Yeah, now there's a lot of Kroot guys, and I need to catch up to some of their awesome stuff. And
well, you can be one of the OGs. How about that?
I'll take that. I'll put OG in my Instagram description.
Yeah, I think, you know, what is it, like the golden age was like Moloch and those guys, so we're silver age, all of us, right?
Yeah,
I'll take that.
And also I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to Australia, because like I don't know if it's because all their animals are already scary and Kroot make them think of home, but like there are so many awesome Kroot like designers in Australia.
Really? Okay.
In the Siege of Pech little booklet that I'm working on, a whole section called like the Southern Campaign, like plugging all their war bands, because like some of the like best Kroot on the internet is all out of Australia.
Well, I should probably just show the hashtag. So this is Siege of Pech right now. So we got some top stuff there. But
Trash Panda. Because we wanted to like do an Australian chapter, because like Andrew said, there were so many.
If you go to most recent,
look at this. What is this?
Awesome.
He's the king of Pech.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Damn, that's sexy.
Notice me Primark.
Floating skull throat.
What even are these bits? Did he just
From
take
Bone Reaper, Ossiarch Bone Reaper.
Oh, okay.
Are those Ossiarch
Yeah.
Bone Reapers?
This is amazing. So this is Notice Me
You got a bunch of
Primark.
Bone Reapers.
Is this any better?
Oh,
this guy, Shatter Shell. Stop reposting his crap. Yeah, I was gonna ask if he was out of Australia. I thought he
Yeah.
would be.
Yeah, like I love the scheme, like the red and like they're all like wearing armor, but it's because I think they're like a Necromunda or Kill Team band or something. But
Yeah.
they just so sweet.
Yeah, that's
great.
Shatter Shell, ShatterShell on
Nice.
Instagram. Who's
I
got a
think
really
Just
sweet.
Cam and About
Kill
is
Team.
also out of Australia. Yeah, there.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Tau.
Tau.
Ow, Imperial Guard. Where's the friggin' Kroot? Bring on the Kroot.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe we
You
went
led us
all the
astray,
way over
man.
here for no Kroot.
I apologize, Nick.
Oh, here we go. We got a Kroot. That's pretty cool, Kroot. And we got another one. Oh yeah, I remember his guns. His guns were really nice.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's running them as like Dark Eldar. He's got like the
Oh,
old
like
Dark
pirate
Eldar
patch.
transports.
All the cool kids run Dark Eldar Kroot.
Yeah.
That's not
All
Kroot.
Kroot should have eye patches, by the way.
I don't have any with actual eye patches. I feel
What?
like I have some with cybernetic eyeballs, but
Close enough.
My
Oh, man,
Kellermoth
that
got an
is-
eye patch, and I got like
that is
way
impressive.
too excited. I was like, dude, yes.
Yeah, like,
look at
I
that.
love
Ooh,
these-
Those bionics are looking great.
The little
Yeah.
guns.
so scroll down. This picture of the bird,
Oh, bionic is
The
so
bird?
nice.
This bird?
actual bird.
Oh, is this like
Oh, that's
inspiration
an
for Kroot?
osprey. And
Yeah.
I talked to him about this because Kroot fingers, their hands are actually built off an osprey. Because they have
Oh.
a-
What?
so ospreys have two fingers here and a thumb, and they have a third one that can swap either way.
What?
Cool. Okay.
So
Oh!
osprey talons are what Kroot hands are based on.
That bird's gonna
Amazing.
attack David next time he climbs a mountain.
Yeah, and he's gonna be like, so cool. Come get me, my lord. Go Warhead. I think he's on Instagram.
Yeah, he's out
Yeah,
of
he's
Poland.
there.
It's actually like a hobby conversion, like
Community.
shop or whatever. But yeah,
Oh, it's
There's
all
like a couple of them.
Oh, okay. Because when I was at Adepticon a couple years ago, the table next to me, I look over and I just see like a pile of Kroot, and I'm like, "How are you doing all Kroot army?" And then I
That's
looked
Dark
over and it was like, "Oh no, it's Dark Eldar and Eldar," and he was using the Inquisitor 54 millimeter Kroot model as an avatar of Kane, and I was like, "What?" That was so great. And that's actually what seeded me to start working on like a serious Kroot army. Is I was like, I love Kroot. That guy did it, and you had a whole entire Countess army. And I'm like, why don't I do that? Like, it sounds like a great idea.
So this
And
is
one
some
of the really-
intense ass Kroot.
When I was talking to him at Adepticon, I was asking him like, oh, like, tell me more about your Kroot. So like, him and I were just geeking out about conversion. And he was like, every single squad of guys is connected to a transport, and each transport. So like each squad plus transport is a different kind of like kindred. So like one of them
Oh,
is
I'm
like
so envious.
like an apothecary cult, and the other one is like a kindred of like technomechanics. So like each transport has like different like equipment based on their kindred. So like the one unit has like apothecary, so like each of them are like covered in like scalpels and like bibs and like covered in like meat. And then the other guy have like heavy bionics, and like their venom is a little more like techno oriented.
right there, those guys.
These guys
Those
look
guys
like
heavily inspired my like cyber Kroot that I made,
nice.
or my electro priests.
And I did not get inspired by this guy to do the Tyranid warrior arm shields. We both had the same cool idea at the same time.
Great
Oh,
A
mindset.
lot of
love
people
it.
have done that. It's a very cool idea.
I did
I
mine in
love
like
the guys
2011,
in the 80s, just, like,
2012.
Look at the he's like on his knees, just like going to like just like feast upon whatever random organ meat that is.
Nom 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 nom.
Yeah, Go Warhead is
I'm
another
so smart.
OG Kroot.
That one.
Oh, so good. Great vulture kindred.
So yeah, if you're trying to look this up on Instagram, look up Go Warhead, GOWARHEAD, and you got to scroll way down to get to the Kroot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great
it's
stuff.
I don't know if it's the first post, but it's way down there. But
Yeah.
you'll be scrolling through a lot of really beautiful models, so that's fine.
They're so
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's a-okay.
Look at this guy.
Mm.
How badass
Yeah,
is this guy?
he's awesome. I think that's his master shaper.
Nice. I also like the war paint.
Yeah. A lot of them have like a skull looking war paint just on the front of their faces, and it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I kind of love everything about this army. Actually, this army sort of got big that year, right around when I had decided maybe I'll get Was that 2017? You said, Dave?
I don't recall exactly. I just remember he won, I think, best painted for his I Am Kroot display board.
Yeah.
I
So,
loved
like-
it. It was like a Mad Max, like beautiful, like runescape, like
With like
display
the
board.
road signs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Gorgeous.
Yeah. So that sort of came back online because after about 2009, I essentially exited the hobby because of work and then school and a bunch of shit. And then didn't really come back until late 2017-ish when I finally had time on my hands again and was like, oh, let me dig these guys out.
I'm gonna say it's probably 2017 or 2016 he did it at Adepticon because he's not from around here. He's from
Poland, I think.
Yeah.
Poland.
Yeah, he's from Poland.
Yeah, he took the trip over and he was like psyched, and I'm just like, dude, you deserve this so much. Like,
Yeah. I'm glad he
God.
won because damn,
Oh God, it was so good.
how bad would it have been if Space Marine Army took it that year?
Ugh.
Ugh.
The worst.
It was funny. I like bowed to him. I was like, I like took a knee to him. I'm like, I am happy I took second place to you, sir. And I was like,
They've got a website. It's just gowarhead.com.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it was Adepticon 2017 that he went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would have been right around when I was like, hell yeah, I'm doing this.
nice.
Yeah, so if you go to gowarhead.com,
2017. Hey.
oh, Helsinki, they're Finnish.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Apologies, guys. Finland.
The Finns, they've got
They're
Games
clenching
Workshop
their
shit
fist.
like by the tail.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can see more pictures of the Kroot army on the gowarhead.com website.
So beautiful.
These are amazing.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Okay, so that is the history of Kroot, but we talked about kind of like Krootvasion and Siege of Pech, and now where are we going from here? So right now, as I kind of mentioned before, we've got a little something happening for Kroot folks on the internet in the form of Krootoberfest.
Yay! Krootoberfest 2020!
Another thing.
2020.
Soon to be promoted by this very sexy graphic that was created by David.
Man, that is way better than mine.
Talented
Although
young
mine
man with
grabs
big muscles.
attention.
I like.
It grabs attention because
we were
it's
like, get
bloody
by the
hideous.
weekend. I'm like, okay, and then you post it.
works.
It's like,
It hurts. Like, I hope you don't
The
mind,
House
but
of Whittlebox colors are very abrasive.
as soon as I have David's graphic, I'm going to delete this post from my profile because it hurts me.
very informative though. It's a very informative post.
It is a very informative post. I just
But-
don't want to confuse people, you know?
But when you have it on your phone and you're scrolling through what your daily stuff, that just assaults your eyeballs.
Catches
And you
the
have to
eye.
stop.
True. Very
Far
true.
does.
correct.
Like a harpoon to the face.
It's basically the Fire Festival of Kroot events. Although I
That's
guess since it didn't happen, Adepticon was the Fire Festival.
Oh God!
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
how it was a Fire
It is
Festival.
true that I'm looking up the
Sure,
Siege of Pech hashtag, and I can't not look at all of these god awful, hideous graphics. Wait, who posted these?
What have you
Me?
done?
Is it just us? That crew guy? Everyone else is like, this is hideous. Oh,
No,
Wake of
and Wake
Ash.
of
Okay,
Ash.
Wake of Ash did
Yeah.
it. Yeah, he's part of the team. And then this has got to be Iron Beak. Yeah, it's just the
Talk
four of
about
us.
a guy that like came on board later after years of living in Japan with no hobby stuff, and as soon as he got back in the country, like what, a month ago, he's just been like,
Oh, he's been cranking it. He's been assaulting those
Yes.
models like
he was like, oh yeah, I've got this
Yeah.
notebook full of ideas from years and years of being overseas, and
Dude,
now
I was in Japan and I bought all kinds of models. I don't know what he's saying. He didn't have models in Japan.
he wasn't hanging out with people that played mod.
Neither did I. I just like hung out in my house and made models on weekday evenings when I had nothing else to do.
That
But I'm glad he's
story
back
got
at it.
better than I thought it was gonna be.
Dude,
I love this
so,
guy.
So that guy right there. So he replaced the
So
foot,
cool.
the front foot of a Krootox with the like 2-finger, 1-thumb cyber hand,
Does he
like
have
a
Or
power
lock.
fist
Here.
from the Orlocks.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna reuse that fist. So he made like a Fallout style Krootox fist hammer.
Because that's a pewter Krootox fist, right?
Yeah.
So that's worth something. I got 2 pewter Krootoxes and I don't know what to do with them. Yeah, that's
I've
pretty
got a
cool.
lot.
That's Wake of Ash on Instagram if you want to check out his Kroot. It's all one word,
Love
Wake,
that hammer.
Wakeofash.
Is it-
Okay, so that's that. Let's talk Krootoberfest. So what is Krootoberfest? How can people get involved if they love Kroot as much as we do? Okay.
Krootoberfest, the idea of Krootoberfest was just sort of a celebration of Kroot. I think like a week or two ago, Josh busts in the Discord, like breathing hard. And he's like, guys, 1,000 krootvasion posts. It now says over 1,000 on Instagram. He was like,
It's true. I was out of breath.
Oh my
and
God.
so I was like, holy crap, you're right. We should do something about this. So sort of on my own recognizance, I guess, I came up with this idea of having a Krootoberfest celebration, which is just, the idea is that, you know, there's going to be prizes. Some are GW gift cards. One is going to be, I turn you into a Kroot for your army.
Oh, we didn't talk about the prices yet. Okay.
Yeah. You got to do that slow unfolding. You marketing guys
Nice.
get that.
Well, people have to watch this to find out what the prizes are.
Yeah. And we've got a bunch of judges for the different sections. The whole idea that this is not one of those where you've got to follow me and tag 3 friends to participate. That's not it at all. The goal is not to get likes for us. The goal is to fill Instagram up with as many Kroot as we can. So there's, you know, 3 prizes. There's the best painted, which doesn't have to be converted. You can just paint a bog standard Kroot and you're in, as long as you tag it with Krootoberfest and krootvasion. We're also doing a best conversion because that's one of the best things about Kroot is you can make them whatever you want them to be, right? And you don't even have to paint it. You know, some great conversions, I almost would rather see it as its amalgam of parts. Because to me, that's sometimes the most shocking thing to be like, wait, you used what? Oh, it's the butt of that other thing. It's now the gun. Got it. And then because I didn't want to leave out people that would think, you know, well, you know, I just started painting or I've never done a conversion before and I wouldn't know what to do. One of the third prize is going to be a total random drawing from everyone that entered something. So you can never have painted a model before in your entire life and not converted at all. And you can still win one of the 3 prizes. And so for judges, we've actually got 3 judges for the 2 different categories. So for best painter, I think actually it's Dave, Plarzoid.
I can't remember.
And Devin Marr, who is Cutthroat Cure on Instagram. And he's taught some classes at Adepticon. Plarzoid's one of our team members, an incredible painter. Dave's an incredible painter. And then for conversions, we've got, I think, that Kroot guy, the, you know, original OG Kroot maker, Modern Synthesis, who has used more green stuff already in his life than I will for the rest of mine. And shit, I can't remember the third one. Mad Hattenstein, actually, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the third one. And he does some really great stuff. And he's actually got an entry that's a model he wanted to make for me to like help kick it off. And you're going to hate it, Nick. Oh, it's great.
Does it have 3+ armor save? I hate it already.
I don't know if it does or not, but it looks like it does. So one of the things I've done is I like getting models from other people. I think I've asked you, Nick, for one at some point, a Kroot model. I'll eventually ask you guys, but I came with this idea of like, I'm going to find 4 hobbyists that I really like on Insta that make really cool conversions and get them to make my 4 Imperial Assassins.
Nice.
And so I don't know where they are.
Oh yeah, because you got what's his name? Grim and Gribbly.
Grim and Gribbly made one. And sorry, hold on. Grim and Gribbly made one, and I can't remember. I'm really sorry.
Oh, Koto made one, didn't he?
No, he made one, but that's not one of these. Oh, shoot.
Well, his is friggin' awesome. I love his Kroot that he made.
So I've got the Vindicare that's actually doing something.
Oh, sick. Love it.
And I've got the Calexis Assassin.
That's Grim and Gribbly.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's Grim and Gribbly. And then
Crimson Badger.
Crimson Badger, that's right.
Oh,
Crimson
yeah.
Badger made the other. And then Matt Hattenstein is making who's the one that transforms?
The Calidus.
The Calidus. So it's a Calidus, and he's merged a Death Watch Watchmaster model with a Kroot model.
What?
Like he's in the middle of the transformation. Like
What?
Like it's wild. Like I can't wait for him to post it. But he sent me some like potato can version of a picture of it, and I was like, and then I think actually Koto or some
I got his. Yeah, hold on.
is making the Eversor, or maybe Nick, you're making the Eversor.
I thought you asked me, and I think I told you that I couldn't do it yet. But
That's right. That's right.
this is Koto's
Oh, so good.
Awesome murder guy.
murder dude.
Like he's torn the head off that
Yeah.
Marine, and he actually modeled the top of the spine in the armor itself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here you go. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Oh.
That Kroot been eating his Wheaties.
Yeah, that's
Krotos
a piece of the fruit.
Is amazing. This guy, I met this guy through Kit Bashember years ago, and like I feel like he's just been like exponentially kicking ass with these versions. So if you don't follow him, he's on Instagram. He's Kotos Box of Minis. So KOTOS and like we've swapped bits before. Like he's a really awesome dude.
Another great benefit of the Krootoberfest has actually been incredible motivation for me. Like I have seen models and be like, shit, I never would have thought to use that model, or just seen models that people have made, and I'm never going to make a model like that. But it really blows me away what people are doing with Kroot stuff. You know, it's not like I have some encyclopedic knowledge of all the things you could ever make out of a Kroot. But I think it's like Kroot guy was saying, like, it's forced me to up my game.
Yeah.
Like, I was really conservative at the beginning with, like, the Skitarii Kroot. I'm like, okay, I'm going to put Kroot legs on him and Kroot arms and heads, and otherwise it's just a Kroot with a cape. And then I've made Mecha Narlox and meat skiffs since then.
Skiffs. That's creepy. He's back.
Oh, I was gonna say, you've done good when the polysmith emerges from like his chrysalis to like he likes your photo, and you're just like your face turns like
yes.
oh, and then he's just like, that looks good, man. You're like, oh.
Good man. Thanks.
Speaking of forcing people to emerge from the chrysalis, Nick got High Fleet Moloch back on Instagram.
Damn fucking straight.
Oh.
You know what else I did?
Nicely
You know what else I did,
done.
Andrew? He's doing fucking Krootoberfest.
What?
Yes.
Nice.
Wait, what are people working on for Krootoberfest? We're gonna do a show and tell. Where the hell is my thing?
Now, is this stuff that we just didn't finish for Adepticon?
Exactly. Obviously.
Literally everything I work on is stuff I didn't finish for Adepticon.
I'll have you guys. I'm gonna be 100% real for a minute and tell you guys that
You weren't gonna be done.
So
I wasn't gonna make it. Please.
Yeah, so I was like, you know how people say like, as long you won't die as long as there's some like in the zombie apocalypse, as long as someone's running slower than you.
Yeah.
Kind of moment. Yeah, that was you, Nick.
Yeah, it was me.
And
I was running so slow.
You. I was like, how are you doing? You're like, I'm doing horrible. And I'm like, okay, good. I'm not doing the worst.
No, true.
I am second to last place.
Oh my God.
I was dead last. And I don't have any Kroot armies to fall back on.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, Josh over here is like, no, it's okay, guys. If anyone can't make their full army, I've got 2 other Kroot armies you can borrow.
yeah. I'm gonna have enough that I could at least fill about a team or 2. So I got you guys
I
back.
won't let us do that. So just so you guys know, before I'm gonna move some models out of the way really quick because these models probably haven't moved since I've done this back in like.
Cobwebs.
No, I painted 2 of them since the pandemic.
Yeah, you showed them.
So whoa, I'm gonna fall. No, I'm not. Okay, sorry. Okay. So
This story is a roller coaster.
I love it.
This is all my Kroot. There's 7 of them
Oh,
fully
wow.
painted.
Yeah, but there's a lot built in Prime. That's impressive.
Yeah, so I batch painted 30 of these in a row to try and get ready for Adepticon. All the infantry, all 30 of the infantry, I was trying to batch paint them all at once.
Oof.
Good Lord.
So
That hurts my soul.
So yeah, my soul died when I was like, well, all I have left is like 30 guys to paint skin tones and metal and weathering on, and I was like, but skin tones are the worst because my Kroot is what is it? Fucking it's
Naked?
one of the flesh. It's one of the rotted flesh, and one of the new word bears colors, like the terracotta colors,
Yeah.
the burgundies.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
those two colors, and then it's like 20 like ratio changes to like the highlight. And I hate painting the skin on all my crew. And I got them all to that point. And I'm like, well, maybe I should just go to all the bikes. I have like, there's like 15 bikes in this list. It's stupid.
Gene Stealers are a very popular counts as because I think if their playstyle lends itself to that, like sneaking onto the edge of the board and all that stuff.
Yeah, I was maybe thinking like maybe I could just paint like 20 of them and put 10 in reserve if they die. Then cycle. Yeah, no, like
That's a big brain play.
Yo,
he's literally metagaming how to lose his models so he can only have painted models.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not here to win, my friends. Let me tell you.
We're gonna have a blast.
Yo, when you guys were like, hey, so none of us have played this edition yet.
You're like, I'm gonna teach you all.
One of us has, and
that
I'm just
will
like,
not have changed by next March.
I played 2 9th edition games so far.
Oh.
What a badass.
Yeah, I'm kind of an elite right now.
The best part is that you guys told me this as I was playing at Nova. And I just like looked at my text and was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
So, Dave, I literally walked up behind you at Nova at one point, and I was going to introduce myself, and you were playing a game, and something apparently displeasurable happened on the board. And you were in less than a thrilled mood, and I was like, I'll come back.
Was it the first game where
I don't even remember when it was. I just remember like, that's Dave. I'm gonna go say hi. And then getting close, be like, I'll give him a minute. And I never made it back to the 40K room. I went and played a game.
Okay,
That's
so
amazing.
Krootoberfest.
Oh, sorry.
We're doing Krootoberfest. So we talked about it. There's going to be some great prizes, and you don't have to be amazing. You just have to make a Kroot or paint a Kroot and tag it with Krootoberfest and Kroot. Is it Krootvasion? What's the other hashtag?
Krootoberfest and Krootoberfest. You can add as
Krootvasion.
many other tags as you'd like, but those are the only requisite ones.
Krootvasion and Krootoberfest. So that's all you got to do to participate in Krootoberfest, and you can win cool prizes. And have you all started on your Krootoberfest entries? Even though we don't have entries, we can't win. We're like judges and shit.
I have,
But we're gonna do it anyway, right?
Yeah.
Hell,
Yep.
yeah. Boy.
So I'm doing. Someone said, I don't know if we're going to keep that in the podcast, but are we just going to finish models that we were supposed to do for Adepticon? Absolutely. In fact, I'm going to finish a model that I started in 2018, I think. I'm going to do, I got a Krootox that I started making from scratch.
Whoa.
I love
From the
so
gross.
I remember him.
Nurgle guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't remember how his arms go on, but I'm going to have to figure that out. He's gonna
Eventually.
be like a big giant Krootox, and he's gonna have like a big giant
Dude,
turret arm shield thing and a big.
Oh, that's all. Oh man.
It's gonna be good.
Sick.
Okay, what are other people gonna do?
I'll go next.
Yeah.
I'll go next. I'm doing 2 little things here. One I know that Andrew, I think, is a little pumped about, but I've got my Narlock that I'm
Yes.
going to be
I
green
wondered about
stuffing,
that.
coming out of the water. I'm going to be doing a lot of green stuff that, something I'm not too comfortable with, but I want to be.
We can make it happen, man.
Yes. And then this other guy, I'm making a Gene Stealer Cult Kroot kill team.
Oh, nice.
Sick.
Where they've got like Farsight armor and stuff, and instead of like actually eating Gene Stealer Cult and having a third arm, he's got a little clawed arm attached to his backpack.
Cool.
So
That's awesome.
I'm gonna be green stuffing. They're gonna be kind of like trying to make them samurai, so I'm gonna give them those pants, those big puffy pants.
We got a video for you.
Yes, I've been watching it over and over again.
Finally.
And that's what
Nice.
I'm gonna be working on is these crazy Farsight Gene Stealer Cult Kroot orc hunters
Nice.
and giant crocodile Narlock jumping out of the water.
Nice.
Oh, I'm excited about that one. Dave, what are you working on?
Dave.
Me? I'm sorry, I'm just gluing a leg together as we're talking. I was working on a lot of jackals, the Doom Buggy Duders. And as I started working on the first one, I was like, I don't want to have 3 Kroot driving on quads. Seems kind of boring. So I made like a trike version of one. And then a really long time ago at Adepticon, some dude sold me a Rogue Trader Imperial Guard land speeder for like $1. It was like
Nice.
caked in paint. And then
Metal?
what's that?
Metal?
Oh, hell yeah, dude. And I stripped the paint off of it about a month ago. And it's been sitting on I've been wanting to do this conversion for a while, but I haven't had a reason to do it because my Adepticon list didn't utilize it. And now because of Krootober, I was like, hey, I could probably use it. So I'm working on this land speeder Kroot land speeder dude with two
Nice.
Kroot just riding on this thing. And I have yet to figure out if the heavy stubber is going to be like underslung or top slung, or just one Kroot just like double handing it off the side hatch as it's like driving by and just like bullets flying everywhere. Because Kroot don't care for safety.
You got to give them like the Vietnam era like hatch to kill helmet, right?
I don't know what to do yet. I'm so stuck on this. It's just like a goofy conversion because their legs are all just swinging around because their feet can't fit in the seats. I tried. It's been great. I just started working on this tonight actually because I knew we had to record this and I was like, I should probably have something.
Good.
Great motivation. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
All right, Andrew, what are you working on?
So I was officially going to finish out the full unit of what are these guys? Cerberus Raiders.
Yeah.
So these Cerberus Raiders are part of like the Baka Yaga machine cult guys. Each has 10 appendages. Some of them point, some have swords, whatever. So finish out a unit of those. Because I was going to do that anyway. So maybe I should challenge myself. So I'll let you guys decide. Is that enough or should I go big?
You should obviously go big. Come on, especially because you can't win anything.
That's true.
It's got to be big.
So the Mecha Narlocs were the first two of a series of knights, Kroot knights. The third is going to be the first Kroot Jaeger called Shaper Tango.
Nice.
And it's based on I was going to do this in the fall or maybe the winter. It's based on the, was it Castigator, the Knight Castigator, Acheron Castigator that's got like the machine gun and the sword.
Oh,
yeah,
chassis is a really tall, spindly, actually Kroot-looking chassis.
Yeah.
He's got like the segmented dog-legged style legs. So basically just, build him a big robot Kroot head on top, like Jaeger out of Pacific Rim, and give him arms that are holding some sort of gun that represents both the machine gun, I think it's like a mega bolter, and the sword. And inside, just like all my Mecha Narlocs, you'll be able to open it up, and there will be two Kroot cyberjacked in.
Nice.
God.
So I guess I could rush
I vote for that.
I guess I could do that.
That's going to be a lot of work. I opened that box from Forge World. I was like, yay! Oh, that's a lot of parts. And then I closed it.
Now I feel like I need to make a Kroot Kaiju to fight him.
Oh my god.
Yes. I think you should.
How segmented will his caterpillar torso be?
I'll have to consult David on his caterpillar
You'll need
torso.
12 more caterpillar abs to do it.
Just don't add nipples to those abs.
It'll be sad.
I'll get so mad.
That's that's Kroot taboo right there for you.
Yeah. No nipples, only 4 fingers,
You know what though? Kroot can mutate into anything. So if they mutate some nipples,
That's true. But
that's
there's
the way
nuts.
the gene
one
split,
Kroot
my friend.
artwork that I hate, and it's this Kroot that's just like jacked, like crazy jacked, with like pecs and like 5 fingers.
Is that
and
the
only
green
3
one?
toes.
The green one? Are you fucking serious?
Yes. And he's got like
That's the one
he's like an awful Rob Liefeld looking like thing. It's just it's the worst.
Okay. On the note of Kroot nipples, I think we should probably
Go
wind
on.
this up.
Yes.
So thank you all for sorry Josh, don't lean in, it's not going to get better.
It's not sure, but
Thank you all for coming on the podcast and for talking Kroot and giving the real firsthand history of Siege of Pech. I'm so glad you guys did it and that you brought it together and that there's so much more specific, generally Xenos, but specifically Kroot on Instagram. And I'm going to continue to believe that it's because of you that you can't buy Kroot from Games Workshop right now. And when they release the full Kroot list, it's going to be your fault.
Hopefully. I'll take the blame for that
Hopefully.
one if it ever
That's
happens.
what I want. And I want to thank all of you for joining. I know I've said it before, but joining this crazy ride. It's been a blast. It's going to keep being a blast.
Yeah, it's only just begun.
Yeah.
So happy Krootoberfest to you. Let's hope that we get some more amazing Kroot creations out of this. Watch for the Krootoberfest hashtag. If you have any Kroot in a bits box anywhere, dig them out, make something, because you could win something. And you could just, I don't know, be a part of the fun Krootoberfest. So we look forward to seeing all the stuff that you guys come up with.
And may all our wallets bleed tears of grief.
I love it.
Happy Krootoberfest to you and yours.
Happy Krootoberfest to all y'all.
Yeah, so I guess the whole
David, come on, man. We know you're ripped. Don't.
Wait, do that one more time. What was that?
No
Check
flags.
the screen again.
I was putting my computer down.
Yeah, sure. Write down your shirt.
I was planning on when we got back, my shirt was gonna be off. You'd be like, dude, no. And I'm like,
Oh God. Okay. No, let's not do that. I don't want to see your caterpillar body.
I do.
plot twist.
Fuck green stuff.
Fuck Green Stuff World.
Fuck Green Stuff World.
Fuck.
Terrible at that.
I did it.